Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenaton, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. I got a pretty nice deck for you today that we're going to be looking at. One of my favorite decks so far in the format, of the new decks, of course. Probably my favorite Galio deck, in all honesty. We're going to be looking at Galio Braum. And the reason it's one of my favorite decks is just Braum is one of my favorite champions. I think this deck is a pretty solid deck. I don't think it's a tier 1 deck. In my honest opinion, I think it's going to be very tough for Galio to be a tier 1 champion. There's just a lot of problems with Galio, but I do think Galio is definitely a solid tier 2 champion with a lot of tier 2 decks, but I think there's just a few too many weaknesses for Galio, so you kind of need a secondary region slash champion to help fix up those weaknesses. Braum is trying his best to do that. So let's go and look at the deck. Okay, so welcome to the deck. Pretty sweet deck I've got here. I like exactly all the numbers of the cards and stuff that we've got in here. Definitely some room for improvement and different iterations. For example, right away, I don't even remember the name of the card. Buried in Ice. That's it. Buried in Ice can be replaced, or you can put it in instead of Gorlith. I'm trying out Gorlith. Buried in Ice is actually kind of cute in the current meta because of Obliterate. Obliterating Papercraft stuff does remove, well, obliterating paper, or attach, there we go, obliterating attach removes the attached unit, so that's actually pretty nice. So you could also consider Entomb from, and more specifically, Three Sisters, because you'll use Three Sisters to get a Tomb, because Entomb is just a bad card, and you don't want to actually main deck this card. But the Obliterate is really, really nice. Also, not sure about some of the numbers on this. Like, I'm not sure if I want 3 Durand Architects or not. I just really like it with Braum. I think Durand Architect with a Braum is just game winning, so I like 3 because I really want to hit it. Same with how many Sculptors I want. Do I want the Durand Protege, I believe, is the 3-drop I'm thinking of? Where are you? Yeah, I'm not sure if I want Durand Protege. Durand Protege is nice to give Braum tough, but it's not really needed. I'd rather just run more health giving or just tricks in general. So I don't play any Proteges, but you could definitely consider it. So yeah, basically we're just a mid-rangey style deck. Kind of like a weird mid-rangey, not actually control, but like we control other mid-range decks and aggro decks. And we kind of just lose to hard removal decks, things with Vengeances, Ruinations, Mini-Morphs, etc., etc. Because nothing's beating our Braum. Braum is going to be so hard to kill in this deck. Shield of Durand on Braum will turn your Braum into an 0-11 regenerator. And then if you add a Architect on top of that, he gets Formidable every time you attack, so that's pretty good. And then you got Galio to actually win the game. And the one of Gorlith is just I'm trying it out mostly. In other words, I couldn't really think of something else I wanted to add to this deck, and I was like, Gorlith seems kind of cute as a one of. I'll try it out. Anyway, though, let me actually talk about the deck and why we play certain cards in the deck and why we play certain numbers of those cards. So first off, 3 Petricite Hounds. I mostly like it because we just need early game. And it's a pretty solid early game unit too. Pretty okay just to give it like a Shield of Durand. It's okay for Durand Architect. Just lets you get on the board early and kills a lot of stuff early as well. So really nice against aggro decks and pretty decent against mid-range decks. Kind of weak in the late game though, so I could see myself cutting this down to 2 for something else, but at the moment I'm just trying all 3. Durand Sculptor. I like it as a 3 of in this deck. It's just really good with the Petricite stuff. So Broadwing, the Hound. Really, really nice with Braum as well, turning Braum into an 07. So I really want to draw one of these on 2. And then next up for our other 2-drop, we've got 3 Broadwings. Petricite Broadwing is just kind of crazy good. It's seeing play in all kinds of decks. Galio decks and non-Galio decks alike. I believe even Scouts is playing this as well, and it's doing really well in Scouts. 3 single combats. Word of Demacia, this is just a great fight spell. So we play 3 single combats. You might say, why no Sharp Sight? Shouldn't you be playing Sharp Sight so you can block elusives? At the moment, I'm not that afraid of elusives. I'd rather play 3 Troll Chants over 3 Sharp Sights because I think Troll Chant synergizes better with the deck. Troll Chant is kind of, the way I look at it is Troll Chant is plus 4 health, while Sharp Sight's only plus 2 health. You know, we shrink something so it doesn't do as much damage, and then we buff one of our units so it has 2 more health. And that's why I like Troll Chant basically more than Sharp Sight. It could be wrong, could be that Sharp Sight's better. Maybe I want both of them. I think that would be a little much, but I like Troll Chant at the moment. 3 Vulpine Wanderers. Stand swaps are pretty good. The only problem with stand swaps mostly is that Udyr is bad. So Vulpine Wanderer, just a solid 2-drop, 2-mana and 2/2 is fine. And the stand swap is solid. I look at this card basically as the Freljord Conchologist, the Freljord Pharaoh's Financier. Not as good as those 2 cards, but it's still pretty solid. Comes down early, fights for the board, and gives you a little extra value. 3 Durand Architects. Like I said earlier, I just want to have Braum get formidable, so we play 3 of this guy. And the health buff is nice too, to buff up some of your Petricite stuff, so that's really, really nice. 3 Kindly Tavern Keeper. There's a decent amount of Ziggs Gnar in the meta right now, so I want 3 of these. That's pretty much it. Also, a pretty decent body. We can make it a 3/4 if we have a Sculptor out, which is very, very good in the early game, so we play all 3 of them. 3 Shielded Durand. This card is just crazy. And it's crazy good on Braum, so we play all 3 because it's nuts. 1 Bloodsworn Pledge. I'll forgive you for not knowing this card because I'm pretty sure this card's been in the game since the game first came out, but it's really never seen play ever. I think it's actually even been buffed before and it still didn't see play. I'm mostly playing it as the 4th Shield of Durand. Now, in all honesty, I'm not sure if this is correct. I could honestly see myself cutting this and maybe even Gorlith for 2 Sharp Sights, but at the moment I'm trying it out because I just really, really like the permanent health buff on some of these units. And it's 4 mana for plus 6 health for a Galio level up, so I really, really like it. 3 Brahms, of course. There's not really another champion I would really like in this deck. Maybe a Poppy as a one of, but Brahms' champ spell is Take Heart, so I really want to draw a second Braum after I've got one on the field. So we play all 3 of them. That and Regen is really nice because Braum, unless they use actual removal on him, like a Vengeance, or just kill him somehow, some way, he's a lot of health for your Galio level up, so that's really, really nice. 2 Concerted Strikes. Just Demacia. Solid, big-ish Demacia removal spell. Can be a little clunky, though. We are playing a decent amount of things that cost more than 5 mana, so we only play 2 of them. 3rd one is definitely viable if you want, but I'm only playing 2 at the moment. 3 Mountain Drakes. You might say, streamer, why not Screeching Dragon instead of Mountain Drake? In all honesty, Screeching Dragon is probably better, but I kind of just wanted to go with the Petricite stuff. So I'm just playing 3 Mountain Drakes, but in all honesty, Screeching Dragon is probably better here. And then the last couple of cards, 3 Galios. Galio's nuts. Great champ spell. I feel like the only problem with Galio, the biggest problem with Galio is if he doesn't level up right away, it's kind of hard to level him up because unlike, say, Aurelion Soul, who, in other words, looks at power instead of health, you can get your stuff chipped down, not even killing them, but just chipping down their health, preventing the Galio level up. And I don't know, it's a little tough to level up Galio unless you're relatively decently ahead, but it's not that bad. Galio just coming down and being a big body that buffs the rest of your board is good enough usually. And a 1 of Gorlith because, well, 1, I just like the card. I think it is pretty strong. Sure, and of course it better be strong. It's 9 mana, but I like it. And being able to heal, quote unquote, heal you is nice too. And it can just win games if your opponent can't answer it. And I have won a couple of games just from a big Gorlith. But yeah, there are a few cards in this deck that I would say should probably be considered. Sharp Sight, of course, would be nice to fit in here, but I wouldn't want to remove any of my units where at heart a mid-range deck, so we want to have a lot of units to fight for the board. Screeching Dragon over Mountain Drake is probably correct, but I'm just trying Mountain Drake out for now. Pretty much only those two things. I don't really like anything else that you might consider, like Judgment, maybe a third Concerted Strike, or maybe some of the barriers, like a Riposte or something. But yeah, I think the deck is solid. Good lifesteal, so we're pretty solid against Ziggs, Gnar. A little weak against Swain, I'd say, if the Swain player knows how to play properly, especially because Conchologist can give them Culling Strike. But yeah, we're kind of just weak against Noxus in general. Culling Strikes, Phlox is just a lot of damage for a little amount of mana, and Scorched Earth and Guillotine are not that uncommon at the moment. Still, though, I think it's a very strong deck. Just dodge Noxus, mid-range Noxus control, and it seems pretty good. So let's go and try it out on the ladder really quick. This might be a problem. When I was talking about the weaknesses of Galio, this is one of the decks I was talking about that's a little strong against us. Fearsome in general is just so good against Galio and his followers. We really only have one Fearsome blocker for this deck. Thankfully, we drew him. Thankfully, they didn't start with the 2-1 Fearsome, so we only take one here. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty tough matchup here. We've got a good, strong start, though. Wolfpine Wanderer can give us a stance swap, and we can get Ram Stance, too, to deal 1 to everything, so that would be nice. A couple of single combats is really, really nice, too. So my opponent might not play around Ram Stance. That would be great. I'm going to attack in here. Yeah, I'll attack in here. If they trade, that's really good for me, because that means I can play my Tavern Keeper and not feel that bad about it. Because this way I'm only losing out on 1 health. Wow. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's really, really good. I probably actually win the game because of this now. Yep, that's fine. We'll just block... Yeah, I'll just block the 2-1 here. So I'm taking 5 here. But I'm going to heal back up 3? Yeah, we'll just do that. Seems good. And then I've got Troll Chance and single combats coming up too. Gorlith is actually really interesting in this matchup. If I go down ever below 10 life, I can play Gorlith and just look great. So yeah, we're just going to pass here. No need to attack in at all. That's going to be annoying, but fine. Kind of wish I had 1 extra mana, but whatever. So here's the thing. They have to open attack now. If they don't open attack, I Ram Stance them. And they should know that. Yep, there you go. I am just going to do something like... this one's actually interesting. Kind of want to Troll Chant here for a little extra health. Yeah, this gives me an extra 2 health, and now we've got Petricide Broadwing. Yeah, I don't really see how I can lose from here. If that's a Fervor, I'm just gonna single combat in response. If I don't do that, I'll go to 10. No, let's do that. So yeah. I don't want to just die to decimate into decimate into decimate. That's just scary, so we win. Thankfully, I drew really, really well. This is such a tough matchup, and I drew insanely well. It feels really good to actually win this matchup. Might not actually have this game won, but, you know, maybe. So yeah, now we probably no longer have to stance swap for Ram Stance. This actually, because I don't have to Ram Stance here, I can Boar Stance to make a... basically a 5/5 challenger with regen. Okay, Stalking Shadows, very cool. But yeah, this is great. I don't really see me losing from here. So they've got 2 units and 1 random card I don't know of. Got an answer to... I've got 2 answers, actually, to... Well, that's going to be a problem. I've got 2 answers, though, to these... What are they called? Noxian Fervors, so I'm not worried about Noxian Fervor. Just burn. It's all burn right now for them. Great draw. So we've got another Doom Beast. That's the card that... Okay. Oh, boy. A lot of damage here. Good news. We've got Goreless, so all this damage doesn't matter. We'll go to 5. Never mind. For some reason, they didn't want to play their... Let's play this now. Kind of surprised they didn't want to play their other Doom Beast. Where did that come from? Why are you playing main deck Blade's Edge? I'm dead to another Doom Beast plus a Decimate. Please don't actually have those exact cards. Oh no. No, I'm killing that. I am not letting that come through. So this will be... So I only deal 10 that way. I think this way will let me actually deal more, 1 extra. Yeah. Could have done a Concerted Strike. It was actually better probably to do Concerted Strike, in fact. Would have gotten +2 damage. Yeah. It's not like the damage matters, though, so that's why I'm not too worried about it. And Doom Beast. Okay, so if they top deck Decimate, we lose. If they don't top deck Decimate, we win. Comes down to that. Come on! It's only like, there's only 2 of them in the deck. Oh, thank God. Alright. And we're safe. GG. Okay. More aggro. This one's at least a little bit better than Spiders because they don't really have as much Fearsome. I just want a mulligan for early game, so Broadwings, Hounds, and Tavern Keepers. Probably nice, but not in my opener. If I had like another early game unit, I would have kept Braum. This might just be game for them. Oh, this actually just might be game over for them. 2 Sculptors, a Hound. Yeah, 2 Sculptors, a Hound, and a Broadwing. If I can draw 1 Tavern Keeper... Damn, I was really hoping there. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. I think I'm actually going to play... So I'm going to play my Broadwing here. No, am I? Yeah, I'm going to play my Broadwing here. This prevents them from attacking. I hate it because it means I can't really get the doubles Duran Sculptor going, but that's fine. Control chance a great draw.
I sculpt what others only dream
1 single combat would be nice, though. This is getting a little annoying, though. They've basically decimated me. Good news, though. Haven't taken damage from burn. So that's the good news.
I have my orders.
So we're gonna hit that. Definitely. But yeah, this is really good. This is also really good that they played that before I attacked, so I take 1 less point of damage now. I just need... Well, that's pretty good. But, I'm gonna do this. And... I think I want to give this the health back. No, you know what? Let's just do this now. I kind of hate this play because it doesn't let me get the second Sculptor up, but I think this is better. If this is a Noxian Fervor, that's fine. Oh, okay. That's really good for me. That's less burn going face. Kind of hate that I can't kill this, but that's fine. Oh, hi, Braum. Do I want to play you or Mountain Drake? Kind of like playing Braum now instead. Lets me go a little wide. Also, I hate how I have this second Sculptor. I was so happy about the second Sculptor. I was like, yeah, let's go! Second Sculptor is great! sadly, it's just too slow. But yeah, this is why I like this deck. This matchup specifically, because Gnar Ziggs, they don't really have any they don't really have Fearsomes. It's really, really tough for them to actually answer our stuff. Kind of afraid if they have Scorched Earth here, but if they have Scorched Earth, at least I got a Poro, a 3/4 Poro at that.
War Mason, reporting
All
for
right,
duty.
that's fine.
For the glory of Noxus.
So that means they don't have Scorched Earth or Guillotine, so that's good. But yeah, this is basically a burn matchup for my opponent. They're just trying to burn me as hard as possible, and I hate them. Kind of hope they can kill one of my units here, actually. We are running into one of the weaknesses of this deck. It is that it's kind of hard for us to push damage because we don't really have anything like Overwhelm. We do have Mighty Poro, but that's not really part of the deck. So if we do ever have to push damage and try and race, it's hard for us to race. Sure, Mountain Drake helps us with that. Okay, Weapon Hilt. That's from the Conchologist. That's good. Quick Attack? Overwhelm. Okay, sure. I don't know what they're doing here. This is fine. I'm just gonna do this. You're not getting any damage here. This is a weird attack. Do you have like a brother's bond or something? No? Okay, you just threw away a lot of your board. I'm fine with that. And I'm just gonna summon my Mountain Drake.
Wow, that's a bit better.
GG. Okay, easy game. Well, we were having a little fun, but now the fun police is here. This is a matchup we don't win. As much as I love this deck, we're not winning this matchup. If I had a Petricite Broadwing here, I'd feel a little more confident, but sadly, no Broadwing. Thankfully, they don't have Zoe, so that's nice. So yeah, we don't really have ways to deal with Lee, sadly. Vulpine Wanderer's cute. We're just going to do this. We're going to try and push as much damage as possible early. And then Vulpine Wanderer giving Overwhelm to Mountain Drake might be our out. That's fine. We're just going to send this in. Thank you for not blocking. Could have gotten a nice block on the Hound there, opponent. But thank you for not doing that. Could be playing around Ram stance, I guess. That's a good draw. And that's a second Eye of the Dragon. Welcome. Oh, no, it's not. It's okay. Wow. I guess they were afraid of Sculptor. Okay, sure. That's good for me. Kind of good for me. All right, so Broadwing gets to kill this. We summon Braum here. He'll pull in the Dragonling and make a 3/3 is what I'm thinking here. That's pretty good. I was going to say, like, we don't really have a way to deal with Lee unless they go below 4 mana and we have enough units for the Concerted Strike. But even then, it's going to be tough. Okay, 3 mana Deep Meditation. That's cool. Please don't have Twin. No, at least it trades. Like, that's a good news. At least I trade, make them trade here. It's a, what, 2-for-1, my Broadwing for Eye of the Dragon and a Twin. I'll take it. It's not a great trade, but it's acceptable. Ooh, nice, a Sculptor.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
Sculptor's actually really nice here.
That is the Durand way.
Now, do I want to play the Vulpine Wanderer? I might. Probably will, in all honesty here. If they play another, yeah, if they play another Eye, then I definitely will play the Wanderer here.
What is gained?
Well, actually, let me think about this. So next turn, I have 6 mana, 7 if I summon the Wanderer. Sure.
Patient, cautious, and quiet. This is our way.
That's a pretty solid draw, actually.
Lighter than it looks. Impressive.
So I can kill the Dragonlings again. Or the Eye of the Dragon, sorry. So that's nice. I might do that. Oh, good lord. You play Eye of the Dragon and Feyfolk opponent?
Durand's build the best.
You're crazy. So that means I have to pull in this. Well, I'll attack. No, this is not worth it.
Written in stone.
So I have to pull in this with Braum to keep my Architect safe, and I can pull in this here. Just say go. But yeah, this is painful, sadly. A Pale? Oh no, I don't even kill an eye. Oh man. I really hope, even though I'm pretty sure it will be, I really hope Eye of the Dragon, Lee Sin specifically, does not become meta again. Even though I have a strong feeling it will be. Alright, that's fine. I'll just pass here. Another Architect.
Force is meaningless.
There he
Pleasure to
is.
see you, master.
I'm gonna Ram Stance here to kill the Dragonling. Or Eye of the Dragon. I'm doing this also to bait out like a Nopify or something. Now here's the problem. I baited out the Nopify. But now what?
I fight with the dragon's fury.
Well, good news is they... Well, no, they can. No, they shouldn't be able to play another spell. Like, they can, but they shouldn't because I have 7 mana up. Shows what I know. They just went for it anyway. I don't know. This is kind of upsetting. Like, single combat, sharp sight. There's so many ways I could punish this, and sadly, I can't. Really wish I could punish this, but I can't punish this. So we're just losing to Lee. Painful as it is.
Durand's build the best. We should be friends.
I'm gonna do this attack.
Stone. Show me your
Mostly because I want to get the 3/3 out of here. So the good news is we have a concerted strike. The bad news is they've got 5 cards and most likely deny. So can I kill the Lee? If I can kill the Lee and they don't have another Lee, I'm actually in a fine spot. Okay. And you have a second spell, I assume.
Our
Okay.
enemies cannot hide.
Yep. Sure thing, opponent. I'm just trying to think if I want to play it now, and no, I want to play it post-combat, this concerted strike. I want my Braum to hit 1+1/+1 here first, and pop that barrier too. So I can play around Deny. How many? Let me check something real quick. They played 2 twins, I think. And only 1 pale. So Braum Vulpine Wanderer is 7. So I will try it. I'm not doing anything else because I don't want to summon a Drake or anything because I want to try and bluff I have a second one. And they had to deny anyway. GG. Yep, that's game. This guy just drew too well. They got all 3 Eye of the Dragons. They had a Lee. We can't beat that. Just not possible to beat that. And if they have... Okay, yeah. GG. We're just gonna concede now. We don't come back from this.
Next time, we will do better.
I have no idea what I'm playing against. So it's Vi Yuumi. I've seen Vi Yuumi decks before. I'm just gonna keep a Vulpine Wanderer here. I've even built one myself. I haven't been too impressed by Vi Yuumi in all honesty, but it might be a little tough for me. In other words, it comes down to, are they playing Mini-Morph or not? If they're playing Mini-Morph, I'm in danger. If they're not playing Mini-Morph, we're just going to make a really big Braum and win the game. Conchologist, yep, just the standard Bandle City stuff. I wonder if they're playing Shellfolk, too. Shellfolk might be interesting if they are playing that. I'll offer a trade? Yeah, I'll offer a trade here.
Persistence is key.
Could consider keeping that because it lets me actually cast my stance swap, but I'm not going to cast a stance swap. There's nothing they could do on this turn that would make me want to stance swap.
We are Demacia's unseen protector.
A little afraid if they play Thermogenic Beam here, but I don't want to pass on 3 and do nothing. Okay. Interesting. Good news. I've got Braum. Bad news. I don't have much mana if I play Braum, so I'm just going to pass here. They have exactly enough mana to kill my Braum, so I'm just passing here. Nice. All right, that's good. But yeah, I was just a play around Thermo Beam. We will play Braum now, though.
Is on the job.
Pretty solid hand here. Yuumi's kind of a problem, but not really. Oh, nice. They're actually passing here. That's good for me. We're just gonna attack. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack in here. Pulling in this. 3/5. This is actually cute. Chompers. Like Flame Chompers plus Yuumi. That's really cute, but just want to kill it now. Have our Braum just start working towards a level up, getting really big. Leveled up Braum, or Braum Formidable is how I'm intending to deal with Vi, at least. Mountain Drake's also a pretty good way to deal with Vi. I'm actually going to play it now. No, I'm going to play Vulpine Wanderer.
Patience, cautious, and quiet. This is our way.
I'm really worried about... I'm just really, really worried about Thermogenic Beam here. I don't want my Braum to die. I'd be very surprised if they went for a 9 damage Thermo Otterpuss. Okay, that's interesting. There's the Vi.
On the scene.
Yeah, I'll just do this now. Yeah, this seems fine. Just kill her now. Lets me play around friendship and stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of weird plays, weird cards to play around. I also really don't want them to attach Yuumi to Vi. Attaching Yuumi to Vi is really scary. Like, I actually have no idea how I would kill a Vi that has a Yuumi on top of her.
Do they need our help?
So, good news is, get excited wouldn't stop this because Braum's dealing 5 himself. And that would be exactly lethal. And even then, I've got Troll Chant if I need it. Great. Really nice. Don't have to worry about Targon or anything here, like big Targon cards. So that's nice too. Stance Swap. I'm trying to think like what I could get for Stance Swap. I might go for Overwhelm here. Oh, am I going to get OTK'd? Interesting. So I'm gonna give Braum Overwhelm. And then I'm also gonna summon this.
His best trick is stay.
I wonder if I'm gonna get Poro Cannoned. And then we're gonna do this for a little more extra damage. I went below 3, which means I can't stand swap again, but this is just nice here, I think. Try and kill him. That'd be useful later, but we're just gonna do this. Pull in... Yeah, pull in this one. See if I can kill him. Between Troll Chan and Shieldron, I can push in another 5 damage. Alright, the Poro Cannon. So it is a Poro Cannon OTK Glorious Evolution deck. Some fumes, interesting. I'll do... I want to force out another spell of theirs, so I'm going to do this. Shrinking... This? This will force out 2 more spells. This one will only force out 1 more spell. In other words, do I want to save Petricite unit or a non-Petricite unit? And I think I want to do this one. I think this is a little bit better. I know I can go for lethal now, but I doubt it would work. In other words, I'm trying to play around Minimorph. If they go below 5 mana, I'll play into Minimorph. Or I'll play my Shieldron. If they don't, that's fine. I bring them down to 3. And I've got stance swap, Ram stance to kill the elusive. So I feel this is fine. And we can even heal back up to 20 here. So might be good. They're probably like calculating if they can actually, I don't know, augment enough cards to actually kill Braum or threaten Braum. Interesting turn here. Nice. So I kept my board somewhat alive, and their board is gone. Pretty good. So Sculptor, Tavern Keeper, Stand Swap is all possible.
Come on in. Good times, good friends. What could be better?
I don't like that as much. I'm gonna pass here. This might be a misplay. But I think I like it. And there's the problem. So we're gonna Ram stance on this one, I guess. Kill the elusives. I don't know, though. This is gonna be tough. Thankfully, my hand's not that good for them to steal from. Like, they can steal a Mountain Drake, I guess. But I can just chump the Drake. So I'm not going to play the Sculptor because I actually want them to hit the Sculptor. Why didn't they prank here? I guess they wanted to let me draw a card before the prank. Maybe they have another Poro Cannon. Could be a thing. Yep, chompers. Whatever. Just going to play the Mountain Drake now before they steal it. Yep, prank. Nice. That's actually really nice they didn't hit Shield of Durand. Yeah. Yep, 0 mana, whatever. So they don't have elusives. So good news, they've got no elusives. Bad news, I don't think, is there any bad news? They can kill my Architect. I'll probably save him if they try to kill my Architect, or at least... Will I? No. Yes. No. Maybe. Let's see what happens here.
Now that's a bit better.
Well, they're going to kill my Architect. So the good news is that prank didn't hit the shield, so they don't know I have the shield, so it can actually probably be potentially +3 damage. Nice. Yeah, it's whatever. Ooh, concerted strike. I love it.
Let's take this outside.
And then I'll pull in. I'll pull in this one. This way I can concerted strike this and remove it to push in that final 2 damage with Overwhelm. I could also concerted strike whatever the Poro, the Mighty Poro is getting blocked by, but alright, that's lethal on board. There are no blocks that stop this lethal opponent, so GG. Easy game. Good game, opponent.
The day is ours. Now we eat.
So welcome back to the deck. So we played 4 games. I believe we played 3 wins and 2 losses. We played against Spiders, Ziggs, Gnar, Lee Sin, and that Yuumi Glorious Evolution Poro Cannon Shellfolk OTK attempt. We won against everything except for the Lee Sin deck, and I'll be honest with you, Lee Sin is just kind of a deck that is going to beat us a lot of the time. Unless we draw really well and they don't draw well. We did actually draw well too, is the thing. But my opponent drew really, really well too. They hit 3 out of the dragons with their moon weapons, and they even had Fey Folk, and they had Lee Sin with a deny backup. And we just got beat by that. But I guess if you want to beat Lee with this deck, you should add a 3rd concerted strike. That's the card I was thinking of. But yeah, like, I feel like those games showcase this deck really well. You got to see Braum, especially in our last game, just dominating the game with Durand Architect. Never actually got to play Galio now that I think about it. None of those games we ever even saw Galio, which is actually kind of unlucky, really. But we saw Braum a lot. We saw just the strengths of this deck. We even got to play Gorlith in one of the games against the Spider aggro player. But yeah, like, you see why I like this deck. It's just really solid against very aggressive decks, specifically Ziggs Gnar. Spiders, it's a little weak too. In all honesty, we should almost always lose to Spiders. I won against the Spider opponent because I drew, I think, 2 or even 3 Tavern Keepers. I think 2, because Kindly Tavern Keeper is our only fearsome blocker, unless you want to count the Mighty Poro from Braum, but that's a little slow. But yeah, like, to beat Spiders, you just need to get your Broadwings and your Tavern Keepers and some singles. Against Ziggs Gnar, they don't really have Fearsomes, so Hound and Broadwing just dominate those matchups. And against other decks, if you're just against mid-range decks, you just out-beef them, if that makes sense. And yeah, like Braum, if your opponent can't remove a Braum, you just win games. Like, our Braum was going off. In our last game against the Yuumi player, you could even see, and I was commentating on it, basically how if I lose this Braum, I probably lose the game. So I was playing around Thermogenic Beam a lot that game, being like, okay, I could play Braum here, but I'll pass so I can have Shield Durand up to keep him safe from Thermo Beam a bit more. So it's a very fun deck because Braum's fun. I like Braum. Braum is one of my favorite champions. Very sad he doesn't get to see play too much, but maybe we'll be in a meta where Braum's actually somewhat playable. I hope so. I also kind of don't hope so because he is really annoying to play against, but he's a fun champ to play. And this is a fun deck to play. I really, really like it. It's probably my favorite Galio deck out there at the moment, just because of how fun it is to play. Definitely could use some fine-tuning. The more and more I play it, though, the more and more I think that I kind of like Screeching Dragon over Mountain Drake, but again, I'm not sure. But for now, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys have any comments, I'd love to hear them. Maybe you do think that Mountain Drake is better than Screeching Dragon, etc., etc. Maybe you think Bloodsworn Pledge is a little too cute for the deck. Maybe you think Buried in Ice is better than Gorlith. I'd love to hear your opinions on this deck because it is still a work in progress. And if you guys just enjoyed the video in general, I would love it if you could leave me a like or a comment down below. Always helps out the channel. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. And if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye.